May pips be upon you. Hey, I hope your day went well today, traders. May profits be upon you. Now, look, this morning, not an easy morning. This is Monday. I tell you how Mondays can be. Market makers like to do their thing on Sunday, Monday. You know, they look for liquidity, you know what I mean? But you don't get to see the trade, the trend for the rest of the week until maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. That's when it starts to do its trend. At the beginning of the week, market makers are looking for liquidity to make those moves. All right. And you can get caught up in that market maker mischief. Anyway, today, did you catch your bus? Did you catch your bus today? There was a bus there. Oh, yeah. You know, I like to say, your boy caught the bus. You know, I'm more like your uncle. Your uncle took the bus. All right. But let's just go over it real quick. In the euro, I didn't catch this bus. You know why? I just didn't like the price action. It wasn't setting up for me. I get up around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard, right? That's when I wake up. You know, I don't get to the charts and everything till, you know, after I do my thing. I'm glancing at stuff and everything, but right around this time, I'm looking at price. I'm like, okay, let me mark out this order block here, and maybe price will come back up, hit it during the open, which is this gray area here. This is London, and maybe it'll come up, and I can get tagged in, or I can take the short. You know, London didn't give us that. All right, so that was that. Didn't see it in Euro, Aussie either. You know, I saw it coming down. I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe price will, you know, hit here, you know, and come back up. And it did, but look what time it hit at 9:45. I'm not around that time. And maybe because of the data, you know, through back testing, maybe I would have start looking around that time. Maybe I ought to start doing that, because that's not the first time I've seen this today. All right, where price, you know, I look at what the London order blocks or the supply areas, and I'm looking for a price to revisit those order blocks so that I can take an entry. Sometimes it comes after the first hour, you know. So with Euro, I didn't see it. I just didn't see it. And the pound pairs were just, look, just cha. You know, I was like, man, I marked it off here, right? Once I got to the charts and I saw it come back up here, and I was like, this was my entry. This was the bus time, but it was before 8 o'clock. So, you know, I was like, if it comes back up here, fine, I'll catch it. Look what time it came, 9:30. I could have caught all of this, you know what I mean? It would have been nice. You know, when it finally did come around, I was like, you know, there's nothing around here. What am I going to catch a long here? No, you know, because, you know, you got to go with the flow of the orders and stuff. I didn't see a reversal coming, and that reversal did come around, you know, almost 10 minutes to 10. So I wasn't looking there. Pound JPY is pretty much the same thing, just, you know, went sideways and stuff, you know. Didn't give me, I had one down here. I was like, oh, maybe it'll revisit it. What time did it do that? 9:55. You know, what time did it drop here? 9:30. You know, it was like, you know what I mean? So I'm looking, you know, I'm still looking at the time, because if it's not setting up just before 8 o'clock, you know, I'm not getting on just any old bus. Look at pound Aussie, just choppy mess. I was like, I ain't doing that, right? And the Aussie USD, you know, there was, I didn't see something clear cut, you know, in this price action for me. So I you know, I just looked it off. All right. And when it came back here to this middle area, and I saw, you know, this bearish engulfer, and then price coming back up, I was like, and then it went down. I was like, you know what I mean? Once it broke structure to the top side and didn't come back for the return to impulse, I was like, you know, I'm going to leave that one alone. Let me tell you what I did take and the mistake I made, and then I'll tell you the one that was easy to catch today. You're always going to look for the USD pairs, right? But if you don't see anything happen with the USD pairs, I'm talking about Aussie USD, Euro USD, Pound USD, or NZD USD, or USD JPY, or USD CAD, right? Those are the ones I primarily look at for that 8 o'clock bus. Okay, EU, GU, in that order first. Then I start looking at other places like AU and NZDU, and in that order, just so that you know. All right, I went to CAD yen. Now, why did I go to CAD yen? Because came to it, price was coming up, and this one I kind of forced, to be honest with you. All right, because this looks very much like which one was it? Was it AU? Yeah, well, AU and AJ, they look very much the same, right? I looked these off, but for some reason I decided to stick with this one. Anyway, right around this time, this is 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm marking off this big old order block here. It's like if you see it on the 15-minute, you can see that it did form a bullish engulfer. It did have a nice impulse breaking these highs here. All right, and I'm looking, okay, maybe it'll come back for a return to impulse like it did, and I can catch that long. That's exactly what the plan was, and that's exactly what I did. Right? What had happened was you see this this was the original order, and price went, I had my stop loss below the order block in which I entered, which is what you're supposed to do. I entered in on this order block here, right? And way up here. I'm not sure why I'm way up there, but I must have moved this doggone thing. I'm always moving something. All right, so I entered in when it came down here. It went all the way down, tapped me out. It dipped past the order block, right, into the bigger order block. So really, really, I'm thinking that this would be the new order block sitting on top of the this bullish order block here, the larger one. I'm thinking that price would go off of this one, and really I should have been, my setup should have been down here. It really should have. And anyway, I got stopped out. But I thought, because it didn't keep going and it turned around, I said, you know what? I think the analysis is initially good. I think that my initial analysis is good because it did break structure. It did return to impulse. It did return to this larger order block here, and it held 1, 2, 3, right? So I jumped back in. And put my stop loss down here. It kept going. It kept going up. It did come back a little bit for a price efficiency move, right? You can see where it came back and wicked down to the other wick on the other side, nearly balancing off 100% this imbalanced move, right? Came up, came down, then came back up. It got me out at 3R, 1 to 3R, and that's all I wanted. All right, I didn't get the full benefit of it because I took a loss prior to it, but this wasn't it wasn't a big hit. Anyway, this more than covered for it, so I'm +2, right? So no complaints, right? Now the one that you should have took, was it USD CAD? No, was it USD CAD? Oh no, NZD USD. No, it wasn't it. NZD USD, NZD JPY. Okay, I done lost it. doggone it. USDJPY, there it is. Thank you. All right. This is the one you should have took. I'm gonna use I'm gonna get rid of that. Help me. How do I okay. I'm get rid of that, and we're gonna go through it real quick, but we're gonna do it the way you would see it in the morning, right through replay. Okay, that was supposed to work. Why is it not working? Why is my replay not working? There it goes. That was a little weird. Okay, so this is London open. We see price double topped here. We see that there's a bearish engulfer there. I mean a block order. We see that this is supply. This is good supply, and this is where you're supposed to have taken your short. This was 2, 3 good areas to. I mean, this is, if you missed this entry during London, shame on you. Okay. Anyway, so price chopped its way down from here, and this was a great order block, a great zone of supply, because it came back and tested it a number of times, and you see price transitioning in here to go higher off of this order block, right? You see that low, and then it comes back and tests again, right? There was a little break here. Now you want to call it structure on a smaller time frame, it is. Poked higher and then returned to impulse. This is something that you have to make note of. There's no getting past that. All right. So anyway, so price is going to continue, right? This is what you're going to see. What time is it now? Let me keep the time on the time. It's 5:39. All right. This is all during London. All right. So prices transitioning here. You see that it broke the structure up at the top. You're thinking that price may come back down, and it does. This is all beautiful price action. It looks choppy here, but on a smaller time frame like the one on the 1 minute, this is easy trades to make. Okay, so I make a note to block off this this supply here. Price continues. All right, and I see that we're getting ready to head towards 8 o'clock. Here's my 8 o'clock area here. All right, so I want to mark off. We want to mark off rather the order blocks in which we think price will come back and visit right around 8 o'clock. Okay, so I'm trying to mark this correctly. Bullish, and this is bullish as well. Okay, so I'm going to mark this one in case price climbs up, maybe breaks this high, and then comes back for the return to impulse, and I'll be waiting right here at 8 o'clock for that impulse to come back, right? Look what time it is now. Keep your eye on the clock. What time is it now? It is 7:30. So I'm definitely looking for, see how it reached that supply again? I'm keeping my eye on that supply, man. I want to make sure I keep my eye on the flow of price. We broke this little trend line coming down to the upside a little bit, but we're now traveling a little sideways. And I want to make sure I keep an eye on these highs and lows so that I can bear in mind where the return to impulse might be, where the supply or where the demand is. All right. Right now, I have clearly there's supply here. Clearly, there is demand here. All right. And price is just going from station A to station B, station A to station B. This is easy trades to make during London. So we're moving, right? And what time is it now? 7:39. What time is it now? It's 10 minutes to 9 minutes to showtime, right? I got this area here marked, this bullish order block. I'm hoping that price gives me some transition here so that I can take this to the promised land. All right. It's 8 o'clock. Now, we done broke through supply. I'm like, oh my God, right? I see this reversal pattern here. Some people will call this a morning star, but what you want to see is how the bears came down and mashed price, making this inverted hammer here right at the close of this candle, of the previous candle, right at the close. All right. When you see a bearish candle like this, and then whether it's bearish or bullish, where you see the sellers are still trying to give that last gasp effort, usually the next candles are going to be bullish. All right. Now, what do I take note of? Hey, there's a break of structure. That's all I needed. So I'm waiting like a spider in a web down here, waiting for price to come on back so I can jump in. Simple as that. Now, what did I tell you in my other videos? That morning star formation, if you go up one time frame to the fifth, you'll see that it is a bullish engulfer when it just mashes together. All right, just picture it mashing together. But this is you'll get to recognize it with chart time. All right, so we see on the 5 minute, price is coming back down, coming back home. All right, so what am I doing? I'm going to mark this out just like so, right? And I know that price is coming back to impulse. This looks like a good place for that, a good impulse. If it gets past this, then I'm looking here, right? Because this one brought price to that structure, and then this one pulsed it past it. Price might come back to this one, seeing it as stronger, and then turn around. But I'm looking at this one first. And this is where you make it simple. It might just wick down to this because it's untapped. This is an untapped, untested order block. You put your stop loss below the order block in which you enter, and you target as a TP1 the where price turned around. That's your TP1. That'll give you 1 to 2, 2.22, right? But what you want to get at least 3, all right? And this is again, you got a 3.7 pip stop here. Now you can go to the halfway point of this larger order block, or you can use just this last order block here. All right, as your entry order block, and you can put your stop loss under that. That's being a little bit more aggressive. You only have 2 pip stop loss. This is what I do sometimes. All right, sometimes I'll take the more conservative route and go for the 3.5 because that's below my 5 pip limit, my personal 5 pip limit. So I'm looking at that. This is what I'm looking at. All right, and I'm waiting on price. And if I can get 3, great. I'll take most of my trade, 80 to 90%. Once it hits 3R, and then I leave the 10% runner. All right, and turns out this was the one to get. Bip, bap, bip. You take your 3R, and you let the 10% runner run. You take out 80 to 90%, 20 to 10% runner, and you let that sucker run. And a lot of times you can double your money. This was the one to catch. I did not catch this one. I didn't look at USJPY because I was messing around, getting tagged out, and then jumping back in CADJPY, CAD yen. I should have been looking at the USD. Why did I not look at the USD? Don't ask me. All right, I was looking all over the place because the price action wasn't as clear to me today. So this was the one to take. I hope that you've learned from my mistakes. I hope that you've learned something from my analysis and these bus stop trades, the 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, New York Open. I hope you catch these trades with me, because what my intention is for a team of us to do it live. I want to hold a live YouTube, and I want us to cover these markets together. If you learn to do it and you have consistent results, give me some feedback. Let me hear from you. because I want you on that team. I want us to do it together so that I don't have to keep going from UJ to UCAD to AU to NU to GU and looking for that bus. Is the bus stop set up here? Is it set up there? You know what I mean? Maybe one person will cover just USDJPY. Another person will cover pound USD. Another person will cover NZD USD. You know what I mean? It could be, you know, calling each other out, and then we could just say, hey man, this, you know, I got one here, I got one there, la la la. You know, maybe it could work that way. Anyway, tell me what you think. Leave me some feedback on that. I will see you in the next video, and I hope you trade safely and may profits be upon you.